There we go. Hola. How are y'all doing? Hey Nathan, hey, come on. We'll talk a little bit about Monday, because, we might as well. I won't get into the full episode of Monday, but we'll talk about it for sure. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Hey Allison. Oh, sorry. There. That's better. Huh. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Mine was good, but very exhausting. It was a busy weekend, man. It was a long weekend here, and I had to work like Friday, Saturday. Didn't work Sunday, but I did go to the concert. Yes, I watched today's episode, Angel. Don't worry, but we'll talk a little bit about it. Just in terms of how certain scenes from today tie into last week's stuff as well. So don't worry, we'll be discussing some of the meat and potatoes of today. But what's up, everybody? Welcome to the General Hospital After Show, coming at you on a Monday night this time. I'm your host, Dion Gabriel, and we can just jump right into it if you guys want. Oh man. But yeah, I'm so tired, y'all. Nope, Aaron, you're just on time. I'm just starting. You are right on time. I'm a little bit late. I'm always a little bit late. I'm always like 5 minutes late. But I try. I get here, you know? All right. Yeah, we get into the Sasha stuff, don't worry. But before we do, I think we should start with kind of what started last week's episodes off. Nina and Carly stuff. So last week it started with Nina trying to convince Carly to team up with her to get Drew away from Willow, essentially. And Carly tried to resist, but I guess Nina was very convincing. We don't know the full game plan as of yet, but whatever it is involves getting access into Drew's house, which Nina thinks that they can do through Maxie, who's not agreed to anything and didn't seem to like the thought of Nina teaming up with Carly to meddle in Willow's life. So who knows how that's going to go. Nina also asks Carly to go to the queues to tell Tracy to ease up on Willow before she pushes her to never have access to the children, or the rest of the family for that matter. And despite saying that she would cooperate, by Monday's episode, she had already dragged Willow's other vehicle, because apparently she has two. She got her vehicle out of the queue garage and out onto the street where it got impounded. So that worked well. Man. I mean, I'm all here to see Carly and Nina team up, you know? I do like when Carly sort of goes on her sort of revenge binge. But I don't know. Now she'll be dealing with Nina's brand of crazy as well, so I don't think it's going to end well, personally, but it'll be fun to watch, at least. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I just don't see it working out for Carly or Nina at all. Alright, moving on, though. Up next, is Sasha making a mess of Jason's life? Because I feel like Sasha's kind of making a mess of Jason's life. Aside from him already kind of being a mess because he's in the mob and he's a hitman. But yeah, so this poor man gets back from Germany and instantly finds out that everyone thinks that he's the father of Sasha's baby. Jason, being who he is, neither confirms or denies it because he obviously wants to assess the situation. And he tracks down Sasha at the PC Grill where Felicia is trying to cool things off between Cody and Sasha. It had almost worked until Jason walked in and Cody lost his shit. Man, Angel says Willow has gone too far. But yeah, man, but Cody, man, this dude has been spiraling ever since his family ties to Sasha were revealed. It sucks because y'all know I like Cody. I think the actor does a great job. I'm rooting for his character to do better and be better and act better. And he claims he wants to, but he just keeps letting his emotions get the best of him. I be knowing people like that in real life too, and they keep making the same mistakes over and over again, and they expect people to coddle them indefinitely and tell them that they're still a good person, but at the end of the day, you're only as good as the work you put into being good. You know what I mean? If you can't hold yourself accountable for your own actions that get you into these messes that you got yourself in and make an actual effort to change, I ain't gonna be the one that's gonna make that okay for you. And Felicia strikes me as being that for Cody, at least for right now. But sooner or later, I think if he continues to spiral instead of actually trying to make a real effort to change, it's gonna bite him in the ass. And I want Mac to have a son who's a decent human being. Mac wasn't always squeaky clean, we all know that, but he got there probably at an even younger age than Cody is now, if not pretty darn close. But anyway, we're getting off topic here. Jason, he and Sasha go to the boathouse to discuss what happened, and Sasha thinks it's best that he lets people think he might be, to avoid them jumping to the conclusion that it's Michael. She also thinks it's a way to keep her at the cues, with her goal being all of his kids being under the same roof with Michael. She's assuming that Michael gets custody, of course. Jason has one condition, though. That Danny needs to know that he's not the father of Sasha's baby. And I like that Jason respects Danny enough to not lie to him. When Jason gets back to the main house to try and track Danny down, he finds out from Rocco that he had found out that Sam was murdered and that Cyrus was the main suspect, and that he told Danny this and went to go confront Cyrus at Charlie's pub. He knew Cyrus was there because Kai and Emma and Trina and Gio were there, and Kai took a picture with Emma, like a selfie, and Cyrus happened to be in the background of it. So I guess Danny follows Kai on Instagram. But yeah, so Danny, he goes to Charlie's pub and he's making a scene over there, confronting Cyrus in front of everybody, including Christina, Lucky and Liz, Trina, Gio, Kai, and Emma, of course, as well. Cyrus puts his hand on Danny's shoulder, trying to convince him he's got this all wrong. And Jason walks in on that moment and screamed at him to get his hands off of his son and was like, if you touch him again, they will never find your body. Like, it was so dramatic, but like, honestly, it's interesting seeing Jason lose his cool in a room full of people, because that's just so not him. But, you know, it just shows him being in protective dad mode. I guess Sasha's not really the only person making a mess of Jason's life in hindsight, because Jason's doing plenty of that on his own as well. But like, it's gonna be worse, because if Cyrus ends up dead, which I have a sneaking feeling this man will end up dead before the end of the month, then he'll be suspect number one. And like, to be fair, there's probably going to be a whole lot of suspects, at least to the viewers. But anyway, Jason and Sasha tell Danny that everyone believes that he's the father of her baby, but they're having to keep the real father's identity a secret for now, so Danny shouldn't tell anyone. And then, just when you think things couldn't get messier, the PI that Martin hired to try and find out anything they can use against Michael starts snooping around Sasha. And it's the same PI from before. We've seen her in the past, Elaine, and she has that little dog, Mavis. Felicia told Sasha she was a PI, so Sasha tries to seize an opportunity to snoop through her purse by accidentally letting Mavis off of her leash while holding her. And what I didn't see coming, and I like was shocked, was that Elaine gets hit by a car while running after the dog. I was like, damn, they really have Sasha out here jumping from one traumatic thing to the next. They don't stop, these writers. This poor girl. I would leave Port Charles and never look back if I was Sasha. But yeah, I thought she honestly died until was it Friday's episode or today's? It's all a blur to me now. But essentially, because Sasha was so nice and looked after the dog while Mavis was, while Elaine was indisposed. By the way, obviously Elaine is okay. She only hurt her neck a little bit. But to thank Sasha, she actually reveals to her that she was tailing her for a case. Not revealing who hired her, but Sasha obviously figured that out anyway. So all is well that ends well. But yeah, she's like, I'm just gonna back out of this case because you've been so nice to me. So, the PI didn't suspect that Sasha already knew that she was tailing her. But anyway, after that, today, Sasha decides, since people already be snooping, they need to go all in, like her and Jason, they need to go all in on acting like they're into each other and convince everyone that he really is the father. And they're actually like a couple, which Mac wasn't pleased about because they kissed. And even Jason was like, here we go. But yeah, we'll obviously get into more of that next weekend, but damn, the story is irritating. And I'm assuming that's what you guys wanted to discuss from today's episode. And that's why I did talk about it, because it ties into most of what happened last week anyway. Sorry, I haven't really been reading the comments. Cody and Molly. Yeah, we'll talk about them in a second, actually, Aaron. Why kids? Why can't he have a son? I don't know. Danny's gonna finally be like his dad. Aaron, you said Jason and Cyrus scene was awesome. I agree, it was cool to watch. Allison, yeah, you agree it's gonna be a murder mystery. Yeah, they're totally going up to that. We'll talk about that in a second as well. But yeah, Kaiwan, Jason's gonna be the number one suspect for sure. Let's see. You know, like the fact that they're harassing Willow. Well, it's not surprising. Like, even if it wasn't Willow, they'd be harassing anyone that like does anything wrong to the Quartermaine family. And like, so they're not acting any different kind of way than they would to anyone else in this situation. I'm here for it. But, to that end, like Willow knows the Quartermaines enough to know that she was going to get this anyway. So it is what it is. But yeah, going back to Cody for a second. Cody and Molly, they were clearly doing a chemistry test. They both get trapped on the roof of the hospital, and it's just like awkward banter, the whole time. Like they're yelling at each other, they're getting irritated. And I asked you guys, if you guys preferred Cody and Lulu versus Cody and Molly. And for a while, it was like a pretty even 50-50 split on poll. I think people are... I haven't checked it in a bit, but I think people were leaning a bit towards Cody and Molly. I don't personally see it. I would prefer Cody and Lulu. But, it is what it is. They clearly seem to be wanting to test Molly and Cody out. But yeah, they got locked on the rooftop. And they were freezing. It was a cold day in Port Charles, apparently. And thankfully, I'm already blanking. Isaiah and Lucas were at the front of the hospital. And we got to see like the outside of the studio for those scenes. And so Cody took his pants off and threw them down to get their attention. And they came up to the roof and rescued them. I don't mind Cody and Molly as friends. It's just like, I don't know. Kaiwan says, where is TJ? Yeah, that's what I want to know too. Where is TJ? Where's TJ? We haven't seen him since Molly moved out of the house. And I'm pretty sure they already dismantled it and turned it into Ava's house. So, I don't know. I feel like that place is like half Molly and TJ's old place and half Finn's place. But alright, let's move on. Let's get back to Cyrus for a minute. And talk about like this potential murder mystery. Because we continue to see that this man is still spiraling. And I mean, now this guy knows that somehow people have connected him to Sam's death. And he's already made the conclusion that Elizabeth might have something to do with it. He was creeping around the hospital, spying on her, listening to her conversations, glaring a death that could kill almost as quickly as Digitalis does, apparently. He did suspect Jocelyn as well, but she actually manages to remove at least some suspicion because she apologized to him for thinking he was connected to Dex's death and, saying emotions were high. He was a little bit confused by that, but I think he bought it. Unfortunately, the WSB are about to have Jocelyn walk right into a trap by just handing her the address to the second property, the same property that where Austin was murdered. Why would they just suddenly give her that? I thought the WSB were supposed to be intelligent. They got this young girl walking into a serial killer's house. I mean, they might not know the serial killer angle yet, but they know that he killed Dex. So, I don't even know. And anyway, if you saw this week's promo, like the week promo that they show every Monday, you know that Elizabeth and Jocelyn are going to both end up being in danger and being cornered by Cyrus at different points. So, and the ball was already rolling in today's episode, on Monday's episode. But like I said, we'll get more into that next Monday. I don't want to talk about Monday's episode too much just because we're going to talk about it this weekend. But I'll sprinkle things here and there through this conversation. WSB wants Cyrus to be a killer. Do they though? I don't know. Do they want him to kill Jaws? Because that's what's going to end up happening. I mean, I don't think she'll actually die, but an attempt will be made for sure. Oh yeah, by the way, at one point, Anna had Jocelyn taken in for questioning mid-shift at Bobby's Diner, and Lulu had offered to cover for her while claiming that she had never worked at Bobby's before. And if you want to know how I feel about that, on Wednesday, I did a reaction to all the times that Lulu did work at Bobby's Diner when it was Kelly's, and there were several clips. So if you want to see the proof, it is there. Just go to the live stream section of the YouTube page and you'll see it. Aaron said, where's Carly? Why is she not talking with Joss about Cyrus? I mean, yeah, she's been distracted by Jack Brennan, which is crazy because he's the one that's pushing her towards Cyrus. But, Joss is keeping it a secret because she doesn't want people to know that she's snooping around, I guess. All right. Let's move on and talk about Ava. Ava, and let's talk about Ava and Sunny's truce that happened this week. Oh, someone else did something similar to me. Oh, I want to see that. If you look for the link and put it in the comments so I can watch it later, or put it in the chat. All right, but yeah, let's talk about Ava. This girl ran into Christina and Avery and Donna in the park and tried to take Avery back to her new place. And Elizabeth and Rick stepped in to defuse the situation. Christina was already ready to pounce, calling her daddy, telling him Ava tried to kidnap her, and Sunny, at this point, is tired, has an old ticker, realizes it's best not to push his luck, with his heart being a ticking time bomb. And later, he makes a deal with Ava to split custody 50-50 for Avery's sake, Rick kind of knows that there's something else at play here. Even Carly did in today's episode. But Sonny's keeping his heart problems close to his chest, no pun intended. Allison, he said, I'm glad they called a truce. Yeah, like, Carly did say today that, like, it's not like him to go back on it, but like, everything he's saying is true. Like, no matter how he feels about Ava, like, Avery loves her mom. She needs her mom in her life. Ava's willing to be her mom. And, you know, it's the best thing for her. And even Ava knows that she loves her dad, and a 50-50 split is a good deal. But yeah, like, Sonny had gone to LA with Natalia, and he's going to need surgery, but he is waiting 3 months because he wants to track down who tried to kill him and ended up burning Michael to a crisp instead. So he's just trying not to die, you know? He's just trying to, like, calmly try to figure out who tried to kill him and try to not die before that window closes. Like, maybe after surgery he'll try to get custody again. I don't think so. Christina's dumbass definitely wants him to, though. Like, she's just still wanting full revenge on Ava. You know, she's like, I don't want her to have her baby if I can't have mine. Which is so dumb. I'm so over Christina, you guys. But yeah, I mentioned Natalia, so we should probably get into her revealed connection to someone else on the canvas. It turns out that she was once married to Jen Sidwell, the new big bad. He had a meeting with the Ladies of Deception, and you could tell that there was a vibe between them, like, not a good one, but a vibe nonetheless. And Sidwell is still not a character that I can take seriously, and Natalia is not a character that's even remotely interesting to me, so, you know, I'm a bit underwhelmed by this connection. It wasn't anything I was excited about. But yeah, meanwhile, like, Sidwell is gallivanting around Port Charles and trying to squeeze his way into all the lucrative businesses that are in town, essentially. Half of the townspeople know he's a guy that has tried to kill Lucky, and Anna and Jason and Holly when they were in Africa. Ernie says, is the actor who plays Sonny leaving GH? I don't think so. I feel like he would be open and honest about it, you know? Like, Mo's a pretty open book. So I think that he would just already be like, hey, I'm leaving, before even GH announces it. So I don't think he's going anywhere. But yeah, I like I said, I cannot take Sidwell seriously. Like, this guy was this cartoony villain that we watched for weeks playing cards with Lucky and being butthurt that he lost every time, and we just had to sit through that through weeks. Like, they had Jonathan Jackson back in the role, and and they wasted, you know, like, the first month and a half of his return on card games in a prison cell. Speaking of Lucky, though, we're gonna see a recast this week. I don't know for how long. They said that, like, well, they did. To be fair, they did say that he'll be back before the end of February, on screen again. But yeah, there's gonna be a recast for the character this week, which is kind of shitty because it feels like we're at the climax of this particular story for Lucky, with Cyrus being more unhinged and clearly about to go after Elizabeth. It's crazy. So, you know, I can't wait to see Jonathan Jackson back, but I don't know. I don't really have much thoughts to temporary recast generally. You're saying he's a 10-year younger recast, but, like, Jonathan Jackson still looks pretty young to me. So it is what it is. And I can kind of suspend my belief in if the actor is 10 years younger, because also Rebecca Hurst doesn't age either. So it's like, it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, it just sucks that, like, it's happening during this big Cyrus climax. And speaking of Cyrus, let's just go back to him again for a bit. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, I truly think that we're going to get like a whodunit scenario. Aside from Jason screaming in a room full of people that he would kill Cyrus if he went after his son, we have Danny, who, while is still a teenager, already wants him dead as well for killing his mom. We have Alexis, who, after learning Cyrus was the main suspect, had a conversation with Jason at the PCBD saying that she needs to be the one to kill him because Danny can't lose his father and his mother. And Jason knows that that's true. Then we also have Jocelyn waving around Dex's old gun, ready to do what she has to do to protect herself from him and probably get revenge on him. And we got Elizabeth, who probably isn't capable of killing Cyrus, but Lucky definitely would kill him in a heartbeat for the way he snooped around Lulu. And if he goes after Elizabeth in the way this week's promo kind of makes it seem like he will, he'd probably kill him in a heartbeat. So if he does it, he'll look a little bit different because it's not going to be Jonathan Jackson. Jonathan Jackson wasn't there because of the fires. That makes sense. They should have waited for him to come back for the kiss. See, I didn't know there was a kiss. Did I miss? Wait, what? Did you just spoil me? Lucky wasn't on today, was he not? I thought that was tomorrow's episode. Spoilers, Angel. All right. But yeah. Jackson lives up in the woods. Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. That's fair. That's fair. No, there wasn't a kiss yet. See, that's why I don't be liking spoilers. I don't read them. All right. But yeah, in terms of like GH last week, a lot of it was boring, or like most of it was boring except for the Cyrus stuff. I just don't care about the rest. I know there were scenes of like Laura kind of bantering with Jen Sidwell and you know, having these meetings with Drew and seeing, you know, the sort of reactions to what Sidwell did in Africa. It's like I said, I can't take him seriously, so I'm just not interested in that story. And you know, they had like Emma and Gio and Trina and Kai all together. I will say what I appreciated about those scenes with those kids is that they kind of showed that Emma does actually have a caring side, because we've really just seen like the sort of, I don't know, this rebellious Emma since she's been back on, who's manipulative and kind of sassy. But she saw Trina's reaction to Cyrus being in the same room as her when they were at Charlie's pub, and figured that she could use a distraction from it. And Gio was kind of mad at Emma because he just assumed that she was thinking all about herself, but she was really thinking about Trina and how like she was pretty shaken by what happened. So yeah, I'm slowly warming up to new Emma, and it's not like, it's just me being sad that like we're not getting OG Emma, because we got to watch her grow up very much like we got to watch Robin grow up, and I was kind of hoping for the same thing. But at the end of the day, she's got her own dreams and aspirations that she wants to achieve away from GH, and that's totally fine. And so, you know, whether I liked it or not, we'd have to get used to Emma anyway. but I am, and I'm more than okay with this girl that's playing her. She's doing a great job. I don't care about Emma saving the lab animal thing. I don't really care about that either, but I do like that in terms of like how she's getting to know the other people in Port Charles. She's actually genuinely trying to make friends, and she's not just this bad girl. She's got nuances. She's got layers to her. And I really wasn't looking forward to Emma just being this one note troublemaker all the time. Because that's what it felt like they were going to do with her. But if they're going to kind of sort of even things out a little bit, then I'm here for it. I think, I mean, to each their own, Angel. I guess I don't think if she had continued to play Emma, I don't think we would get this big switch in the direction of the character that we got. So I think they wanted someone that could play a bit more of a rebellious Emma. So I get it. But yeah, I don't know if there was anything else that you guys wanted to talk about in terms of last week's stuff. I just kind of wrote about the things that I found interesting from last week. But yeah, if you guys want to talk about anything, let me know in the chat, because I'm already done my notes and we've only been here about a half an hour. But yeah, thoughts? She still needs lessons. The last time Brooklyn was on, her acting wasn't natural. Well, I guess you had to keep in mind that she was also like coming back after like a year. Where was Diane when Jason and Joss got arrested? Probably in court or something. Or like potentially, at least when it comes to Jason, like she was probably there off screen and just trying to get things rolling. Most likely Carolyn Hennessy just wasn't available to do the scenes, but presumably she's around. Sorry, y'all. I'm still tired. Going to the Gates, leave G. Oh, you're talking about John Lindstrom? Yeah, John Lindstrom is going to be on Beyond the Gates. I don't think that necessarily means he's leaving GH though, because he's not on contract at GH. He can do both. And we don't know if it's like his role is like a regular role, like a contract role, or like reoccurring. But yeah, it does give me more intrigue to watch Beyond the Gates, which I think it airs Monday, right? Allison, you said Sasha isn't thinking straight, wanting Jason, a hitman, to be her baby's daddy. He's in the mob and a Quartermain. So now she and her baby are going to be in more danger than if Michael was the father. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's why I don't really like the story either. Like, just how we saw how, like, Michael being a little bit connected to Sonny with... Well, I say a little bit. Sonny's Michael's father, and she was already scared of that connection. And now you got Sonny's right-hand man and like, for all intents purposes, brother being the father of the baby. Kaiwan, you say that, but I don't see any confirmation that he was confirmed as a contract player. Like, I didn't see an article saying that he was out of GH, so... I don't think Sasha's evil. I think she's being dumb, but she's not evil. I'd say her and Willow are equally dumb right now. Just, over ridiculousness. But yeah, beyond that, this Wednesday we'll watch reaction of Susan Moore. Because we got interrupted by my own petty ask for wanting to react to Lulu. Lulu working at Kelly's. And then Sunday we'll do, another GA chapter show. Angel said we barely see him on GH, Kevin. Where's TJ? We can only have one Black Doctor or what? It's annoying. Only Cyrus and Sidwell are evil. Yeah, they're the evil villains. But Cyrus is like unhinged in the sense that he thinks that he's doing good by some of these murders. But it's interesting because it's almost like they're trying to write two different Cyruses in this one story. Because on the one hand, they're trying to paint him out to be this sort of angel of death. How do we react to Susan Moore? I feel like, Kaiwan, you had a specific scene in mind that you had posted in like the poll that I made like weeks ago. But I swear to God, Albert, I swear, Drew ain't a good man. Be mad about it. Nathan, we were just talking about that. Did you miss that? We just finished talking about John Lindstrom joining Beyond the Gates. But yeah, and there we go. So debunked, Kaiwan. I told you it's not a contract role. It's reoccurring. He's not leaving GH. Oh, when she brings Jason to the house. Okay. I'll look that up. If you can find the title for me, great, but I'll just do my best to find it myself as well. Allison, Drew's a pig. Nah, Drew's a shit man. He's a garbage man. Alright. But yeah, we'll react to Susan Moore on Wednesday. Sunday we'll do the GH Chapter show. No interruptions this time. Yeah, Drew is a manipulator. No interruptions. There's any events that I have to too lovable to be mad at you. Aw, shucks. Thank you. But yeah, no interruptions this week. I don't have to do a live stream on Monday. Anything that I have going on is happening like Thursday to Saturday. So, and that's what I generally try to do. I try not to affect these live streams too much. Because I want to try to be consistent, so I'm always like Sundays and Wednesdays. Just trying to keep everything consistent, that's all. But to that end, just to, if you guys cared, I don't know if you do or not, the concert that I went to last night was amazing. Incredible local bands all playing a show at the Starlight Room, my favorite venue in the city. And I posted 2 shorts of 2 of the bands that were in the show, if you guys wanted to check them out. I figured, like, since I mean, most of my local music video stuff is on the Music in YEG Instagram page. But since I do have a channel that apparently, like, a lot of the shorts of, like, my own music stuff gets, like, a decent amount of views a lot of time, I figured I should start promoting other local bands. And it kind of coincides with, like, you know, supporting Canadian. I go see a lot of Edmonton bands, and we're all in Canada. So, we're like, hey, world, this is the Canadian musicians I hang out with here. And, it also supports my friends. A lot of these bands are people that are friends of mine, too. But to that end, I also check out local bands that I don't know personally. So, just out of people inviting me to be at the show, or people hiring me to film their shows, or, or both sometimes. I had to film a show on Saturday night, which was a country band, which is interesting because y'all know I don't really listen to it, but they're like such good dudes, and they've hired me twice now, and I think anytime that they're in town, because they're not from Edmonton, these guys specifically. Well, I think one of them was from here at one point, but they moved to a different city in this province, or a different province. I can't remember. It might be from BC, but yeah, it's been a lot of like meeting new people and getting to check out the vibe of different genres as well. I don't know. It's been a cool experience, and I keep on getting hired for like other bands that I don't know personally, and it's just another great way to sort of see new people. Because a lot of the bands, like, there's always going to be shows where I might not know the headliner, but then I'll know every other band, so it always feels like I'm going to a friend's show. I don't know. It's been a cool journey, covering the scene like I do, and also being my own musician as well, and being in a band and being on rosters with bands that I love. All right, y'all, but I won't bore you with my music stuff anymore. Just wanted to share how my weekend was. Yeah. But I'll end the stream here. I will see you guys this Wednesday for a reaction to Susan Moore bringing Jason to the house for the first time in 1981. If I can find it. I hope I can. And if not, I'll find another one. But I'll try to find that one specifically for you, Kaiwan. But after that, you got to stop bringing her up. Because we tired in this chat, okay? High key. But yeah, I will catch you guys next time. Aw, thanks, Allison. I try to be metal. I like if in a perfect world I would be able to scream like some of my friends do. It is hard, man. Like the stuff that I've recorded with screams, like as like just fun YouTube covers, is hard. It takes multiple takes. Alright, but yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you liked this live stream, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you guys this Wednesday for General Hospital Reactions. Peace out, good night, enjoy the rest of your week. Mwah.